So here's another prime example of me forgetting to film things. I am testing snap bars to see which ones I like going forward, and I'm going to be changing from the pots down here. Ignore my horrible wax. I'll be changing as well. I'll be going back to the Eco Soya. But yeah, so I bought all these. I don't know why I didn't film it. I've had a shocking couple of days. It's Saturday night now. I don't know. I think I might have COVID. I feel fucking shitful. So you can hear how I sound. Anyway, so yeah, I did all these, and then I made a bunch of melts, as you can see. I cut the soap, which is up over there. So yeah, so that's basically what I've done. Done a bunch of things. I had a breakdown the other day, yesterday probably, because I found someone had stolen my. Let me turn this around. As I am. I'm not good. Will that sit on there? It kind of will. It's a bit crooked. Oh, that's going to fall off there. So you're just going to have to be crooked, and that's probably going to freak some people out. I don't know if I can get that to focus. There you go. I haven't been awake for very long either. Yeah, I found someone has stolen my candle maker's workbook. And I think the worst part is they've done it. What they've done looks nicer. So, but it just pissed me off no end because someone has stolen again. And it's not the first time this has happened. It's clear I have good ideas, but it just annoys me when I see people profit off my ideas, and it's just annoying. I know that this is the way the world is, that no one has an original idea and it never just stays their idea unless you're like a scientist. Maybe I should become a scientist, I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, there's been a lot more sleeping, there's been no filming, and I just have been doing things just to try and make myself feel better. So so anyway, but yeah, I am now redoing the candle making book, the candle maker's workbook, and the soap one as well. But I guess that's a good thing. Seeing that someone's stolen my idea has kind of spurred me into updating them the way that I sort of. It's kind of hard to explain. Like when I wrote my soap book, like the one to teach you how to make soap, it originally was just all text. It had nothing in it, and it went through about 3 iterations of what it looked like before it went to print. So, whereas the workbooks, I made them and didn't send them out to print because I print them myself. But you know what I mean, like that they were never changed. They were the original idea I had, and most times, often than not, I change my mind constantly. So yeah. So anyway, there's a few things I'm adding into the candle book as well, because there's a lot of things in the testing pages that I didn't think to add, and I made candles. I don't know, 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. I don't know time. I made candles recently, which I haven't done for a long time, and I went, that's not in there. That's not in there, because I think I was testing a new fragrance. That's right. And I went, no, yeah, I haven't got anything about mushrooming wicks in there, because apparently I don't remember how to wick a candle, because this one mushroomed. So I've added all these extra things in, which I'm really pleased with. The testing now takes 2 pages instead of 1 page, but it's way more comprehensive. So this thing will be thicker. It'll have more pages in it. look, it's not going to teach you how to make candles, but I am going to add divider pages in. It'll have a hard cover now instead of the laminated covers. And yeah, it'll have dividers in between the sections, and on the divider page, this is where I'm at the moment. So this doesn't necessarily mean this is what's going to actually happen, because, like I said, I change my mind a lot. But on the divider page, I'm going to have some hints about whatever's in that section. So for the testing, I'm going to have some candle making testing hints. Nothing comprehensive, so it's not going to teach you how to test a candle, but it's going to give you just a few little ideas of what you can do and what might help when you're testing a candle. And it'll be the same with the other sections, which I don't even know what the other sections are. But yes, it's going to get, in a way, it's going to get dressed up and dressed down. Like the internals of it are all just going to end up being black and grey. There's not going to be a whole lot of colour in it. I still may, the dividing pages, I may still keep all my lovely watercolour on them because I love that. And the covers are going to, yeah, they're going to have a hard cover on them, which is what I wanted to do with my planners. And I'd already got that all sorted out anyway, so I know exactly what cardstock I'm using, what size I have to print everything. So I'm just going to adapt that from the planners over to the workbooks, which means they won't be A4 anymore. They are 19 by 26. So an A4 is 21 wide, so these will be 19. So we're losing 2 centimeters, and then they'll be 26 instead of 29.7. So they're not going to be much smaller, but doing it that way means I can make the covers, make the hard card covers myself, and I don't have to use anything A3, because the A3 printer, while it's wonderful, it's also a cartridge A3 printer, and those cartridges are not cheap, and it goes through them like you wouldn't believe. Like, I've already replaced cartridges, and I've printed probably 20 A3 things. It's ridiculous. So one of my goals this year is to get a printer with tanks, an A3 printer with tanks instead of cartridges, because I can't, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, and the ones that have the tanks in them, they just last for so long. The ink just doesn't get eaten like it does in a cartridge printer. So, but the one I want, and honestly, there's not a lot of them anyway, but the one I want is on Amazon for $1,169, I think, which is a lot for a printer. I know it's a lot for a printer. It's an A3 printer, which makes it less because A3 printers are expensive anyway. And yeah, so, but it has the tanks, which honestly, the tanks are just so much better. If you're ever considering buying a printer, do not buy a printer that takes cartridges. I honestly, it's the best piece of advice I can give about printers, because cartridges are stupid expensive. It doesn't matter, even if you buy no name brand cartridges, you still will go through cartridges. So even if they're only, $10 each instead of $40 each, I don't even really know what price cartridges are. You still will go through tons and tons of them. Whereas if you've got a tank printer, one that has individual tanks, so they're tanks, like actual, you don't put the little cartridges in, you fill the tanks up with a bottle, right? I have a Canon and 2 Epson printers that have tanks, and honestly, and I had a tank printer for the Canon before that, and I had it for I think 3 years, and I barely put any ink in it. It was just ridiculous how long they last. So, and then if you're just like a regular person and you're not printing, because I print a lot. Because everything that I make, I have to test print it. So, and that stuff that generally it will have a mistake on it or something isn't quite right. so it goes in the bin because I can't sell something that has a mistake on it. So yeah, it doesn't generally go in the bin. I usually turn it over and print on the other side, so it gets used. A lot of my test prints that go wrong get turned over and put in what I call the Epson trash machine, which is just the one that was supposed to be a sublimation machine, but I put the wrong ink in it, and it prints out all my orders and all of the the little labels that go in the so come on, brain work. The sachets, the Ozpost sachets, have a pocket in the front. That's where you put your post label, and then the overseas ones have a stick-on pocket, and you put your order sheet in there. A lot of times, you guys are getting not order sheet, the postage sheet. A lot of the times that postage sheet actually has stuff printed on the back of it. It'll be like from a calendar or a planner or something, because that's how I reuse the paper, so that I'm not wasting. I'm not just throwing out paper that only is printed on one side. If it has nothing on the back, it always gets kept and reused. I still feel like I waste it, but you know, you can't know whether something's correct until you print it. And I've learnt some very valuable lessons in the last couple of days, in that I need to print a little bit higher off the 0.5 margin on the bottom, because every time I do that it goes wrong. So so yeah, but that's where we're at the moment. I don't know how long this has been recording for. 11 minutes of me waffling, righto. I'm now going to probably not film for very long because I didn't charge this before I came down. I'm going to pack these up somewhere. I don't know where. I'm going to make a decision about... It's not very strong. I'm going to make a decision about what patterns what molds I'm going to use, because I have to buy more, although I won't be buying any more soon. Let me just turn you back around. So these are the snap bar shapes that I have now, right? You can see these two are the same, and then we have this one is the same as this one, and then we have those two that are the same, and those two that are the same. So, and that these three are the same. You can see that. And then we have that and those. So what I'm thinking so far is that these are the ones that I like. I thought I'd really like the coffee one. I actually don't. And again, I thought I'd like the Love Heart one. I don't like those. I won't be getting any more of those. I'm still undecided about the bubbles. They're pretty cute. This one I actually sprayed mica into the mould before I poured it. Now it looks really nice. Don't get me wrong. This wax though, this wax I think has just gotten wet. And this one, I actually poured a different colour. I had a little bit left of the darker green, and I just poured it in here, and then I poured the lighter green into the rest of it, which I like, but I'm not sure that I like the actual mould. This one was nearly impossible to unmould, as you can see. It actually broke, but I did unmould these too soon. I'm not sure if I like that either. The only thing I do like about that is how thick it is, so you can get a lot of wax in this one. And this one, again, it broke when I unmolded it, as you can see. I just stuck it back together so it looked nice. But I don't think I like this. I mean, I do, but I don't think it fits with what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm thinking I'm probably not going to get any more of these, which is really annoying because I actually bought 2 of these, and these are $10 each, these molds. But I think this is where I want to go with these. I absolutely love this mold. And as you can see, I have 3 of them already. I do like this one, which I didn't buy an extra one of yet, but I like the way, I think what it is I like the way that the light, I'm probably making this sick, but I like the way the light plays on these, especially this one, because in the 2 different ones, where can I go? It's hard because there's some severe lighting. You can see this one actually looks like squares, which it's not. But I mean, it's an optical illusion. That's what it's supposed to look like, I think. But I just like the way the light moves on them. These I absolutely love because they're very, very raised up. See that? Oh, wow. How's that for a shot? Just you wait till you see wait until you see the new videos I'll be making for the workbooks. I have such ideas. But yes, I think like when you come down with these, see how they all sparkle? Even without the glitter, they just the way the light hits them. So I'm pretty sure this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to worry about these. I'll just give these away to probably Lyndal because she's pretty much my only milk customer, which I'm hoping to change this year. I mean, I'm not trying to get rid of her. I'm trying to get more customers. So yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to weigh these so I know exactly how much wax they take, which is why I did this. I did these in Red Bull. I'm not sure I don't know what Red Bull actually smells like. I don't drink the shit. So, and yeah, when I can afford it, I'm going to get some Eco Soya pillow wax in because currently I'm just using this Cargill stuff. Oh, there's so much mess on the floor down here. Just using this, and I think it's wet. I don't know. It's been doing this for a while now, and I don't remember it used to do this. So, well, when I can afford it, this is going to be the story of my life for the next 2 months because I'm not getting many orders because it's January. Everything is when I can afford it. When I can afford it. So, but yeah. So these are all the things that I'm working on. And then now I'm going to weigh all of these, write everything down, and then I'm going to take all these off here and give them a scrape and give them a pop and see what they're like. Especially looking forward to the Easter eggs down there. And then yeah, I'm going to go upstairs, or we'll take those upstairs and scrape them, pop them upstairs. But I had to go and fix printers today, so. But yeah, I haven't even had a drink yet. I got up, fed the cat, and turned the computer on and came down here. I didn't turn the computer on, I turned the monitors on because I don't turn the computer off. Although you can still see the neighbour's telly. That's the neighbour's telly in there. when it's winter time, anyway, you can see me too. Hey. When it's winter time, you can actually see their complete TV from upstairs because there's no trees. Oh, one thing I did want to show you is we have both the cuties. We had them here yesterday as well. This room annoys me because it's so much cooler out here. Whoa. But are they still up? They're still up there. Look at that. There's the little cuties. Can you see them? Look. I'll go up a couple of steps. I want to scare them too much. Look at these little cuties. How cute are they? Hey guys. Look. They're so cute. Hey you little fellas. Alright. Now I'm going to go back down. See, I mean, they turned away and stopped looking at me. They don't even care. They've never freaked out about us walking underneath them, so, and they have never made a threatening noise. This is bags and a box full. That's palm oil. These are bags full of that stuff. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Baking paper and used paper towel because I just keep running out of room in the bins. And here we have, that's the one that I showed you the making, but didn't actually show you the cutting because I had the shits and the tops were wrecked, but they look alright now. So yeah, I tried stamping a customer's soap yesterday, but because of all the humidity, I mean this is 4 weeks old, this soap. The only one that's not quite 4 weeks old, I think, is probably the 1 million. No, that might be the 1 million. That's the 1 million there. So yeah, the lemongrass and Persian lime stamped perfectly fine, but the peach did not, and I don't know why. It's really, really soft, so that's really annoying. And I made the peach and the orange the day before I made the lemongrass, so I'm not sure what's going on there. And I actually tested on these smaller pieces. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with the soaps at the moment. It's just the humidity, I think, is just stopping them from like fully curing. Notice it's been 4 friggin' weeks, so we might have to wait a little bit longer for that. So they've still got to all be edged. I've got my edger sitting up there. You can see I've got my edger. I'm not showing you that, but there's my edger, my dodgy it's not filthy. Well, it might be. It actually is. It's going to need to wash. And my edger piece, which I'm not showing you because that's the one that makes rounded edges, and no one else sells one of those, and I'm sick of people stealing my friggin' ideas. Alright, so that was 20 minutes of waffling. I don't know why you ever expected this would be anything about me watching me do things. It's just going to be me talking about things. So yeah, you can see the little eggs down there. I've got to say, I'm not a fan of the big eggs. I'm going to maybe see if I can make a size in between these two. I think the big eggs are just probably too big, but I won't know until I pop them. I may pop them and go, oh, they're awesome. But the same sort of thing happened with these. Like, I have really big hearts and I have really big confetti, and I'm not necessarily a fan of them. They're also a lot harder to make as sprinkles because there's more open area. It's a lot harder to get this perfectly flat. What you'll find is when you run anything over the top of them, it just pulls the soap back out because they're too big, whereas this size is fairly perfect. Even though you can see how in these it isn't always perfect, like it still pulls out of them sometimes, and you've got to know that, I mean, these were scraped repeatedly, like you can see in here. See how it pulls, especially you can see with this one. See how it pulls it back up as you scrape it? So you have to scrape them in multiple ways. It's just, yeah, the art of making sprinkles. I'm still considering my original idea, but what's the name? I'll turn this back around talking to you. And you can see my big double chin. I'm always expected I would get a double chin. Now that I'm fat, of course I have a double chin, but my mum had one, my dad's got one, so the jowls are a bit of a nuisance. I'm not a fan of the jowls, but you know, I don't really care. Yeah, my original idea, what I was going to do for myself, like I was going to continue selling the sprinkle sheets for other people, but for myself I was going to do a reverse print and make silicone molds, because I figured that it would probably be easier. But the problem with that is I thought at the time, I thought I can make lots of sprinkles this way, it'd be so easy. B, I thought it's ridiculous, I've already got the sprinkle sheets, why would I then go and spend money on silicone to do exactly what I'm doing now? But having been making these for however long I've been making these now, geez, I've been making them for a while, the one thing I've learned is how ridiculously time intensive it is to try and use sprinkle sheets as a business model. It is ridiculous. Now, those ones you saw there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 trays there, right? They took me, that's 3 lots. So that's 600 grams of soap, which, I mean, the amount of soap really isn't the point. The point is how long that took me. That would have taken me 2 hours at least, 3 hours maybe. And there's nothing there, I don't think. I might get a full bottle out of them, of each of them, maybe. I don't think I will with the Easter eggs because there's only 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I've got 10 of each size, and that won't fill a bottle. So, yes, and the scraping the molds once they're done, having to scrape both sides to get all of the soap off, and then having to go upstairs and sit there and pop them out for 6 hours is, I can't, because I have Ross River and I also have I don't know, joint issues, which Ross River can give you. I just, it hurts. Honestly, it just hurts. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It just hurts. So I think I had made the decision the other day that I was going to make some silicone molds and see how they go. But the silicone that I wanted to use is out of freaking stock when I had the money to buy it. Oh, this is like, Jesus. So, but yeah, we haven't got to that point yet. But that's what I'm going to, at least with probably the things that are the hardest to do, which will be the sakura. I still have, I don't know if you can you see that? I don't know if it's gonna focus on it. See that on my thumb? That was a blister. It's now a sort of a callus, and that's from doing sprinkle sheets all the time, and it hurts. I'm sick of it hurting. So yeah, so that in the near future, I'm going to. I'll wait till Just Resin has their silicone. I've tried the Vivigirl stuff. It's perfectly fine, but I don't like the ratio because it's you get a tin of silicone and then you get a bottle of hardener and you're supposed to add a certain amount of drops. Blah blah blah. I just don't wanna. And so easy to get wrong. I haven't actually got it wrong. I actually did a video. I did. Don't think I ever put it up. I made a silicone mold of Monster High shoe bases. And that stuff works really well, but the Just Resin stuff, they have 1-to-1 stuff. So 50 grams of this, 50 grams of that. Bob's your uncle, you know. So I don't actually have an uncle named Bob. I have a friend named Bob. Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't surprised that it was sold out. Doesn't surprise me at all because Just Resin is awesome. Everything that they have is always quality. So shout out to Just Resin, mate, because they're fantastic. Yeah, so that's one of my plans going forward, is to make some silicone molds for myself. It will depend on how economical and how time. I've been asked to make silicone resins lots of times, but I've never said yes because I don't know how time consuming it is. Like, I don't know if it's something that would be worth my time. If a mold's going to take me an hour to make and I'm only charging $10 for it, then I don't think it's worth it, because my time is worth more than, and if you take off the amount that the things would cost, my time is worth more than $5 an hour. You know, I'm not slave labouring it anymore. I'm tired of that. I'm going to make some business decisions this year that reflect better on myself and my self-worth. And while some prices may go up, others may not. But I'm no longer going to do things that discount the amount of time they take me, because I never seem to have enough time for anything. So clearly I'm not charging enough for my time, or I'm not working the amount of time things take me into consideration. So I need to make sure that I do that better. and this has always been a problem for me, is undervaluing my worth. So, and it's really stupid because I consider my worth by the amount of stuff I sell. So, I know it's terrible. I know it's terrible. Logically, I know that's terrible because my self-worth shouldn't have anything to do with money whatsoever. And it's not really about the money. It's about if someone buys something that I've made, especially something I've invented, which is like the sprinkle sheets specifically, I fucking invented them. When someone buys them, it's not the amount of money I get from it. It's that someone says, holy shit, she made that, I have to have it. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's not that they pay me money for it. It's that it's like, I'm willing to pay my money for something that she made because it's so good. So that, I think that's where my self-worth is. Why did this become a philosophical discussion about my self-worth? Who knows? Probably because I don't know. See, I haven't mentioned to you guys, and I keep not mentioning it, and here I am mentioning it. And I will actually put this in the video because I have talked about this before and I just didn't put it in any video. Boogly, the cat that, if you've been around long enough, you've seen Boogs. He's a ginger ninja, as I like to call him. He's just a ginger cat. Tabby cat, ginger. Tabby? I don't know. He's just an orange cat, for God's sake. Anyway, he is 21, was 21, so he's lived a good life. Anyway, he's gotten really sick since, I don't know, about 2 months before Christmas, 3 months before Christmas. Like, he's been getting steadily worse for probably about a year. He's been getting thinner and thinner. So anyway, took him to the vets, and he's anemic, and his kidneys were shutting down. He's old, you know. And so sadly, I don't know, can you see how much I'm enjoying talking about this? We had to put him down 2 weeks ago, the week after Christmas. That week between Christmas and New Year's. So as if that wasn't the worst week of the world anyway. It's always a shitty week. It became the worst week ever. It's not that I regret it. It was time. He was limping when he was walking. He was going blind in one eye. I'm pretty sure his hearing was failing as well. And yeah, his kidneys were shutting down so badly. Like he was under he's around about 3 kilo, I think. Which is ridiculous. Like, it didn't matter. You could feed him and feed him and feed him, and he never put on weight. It got to the point where he couldn't even use a kitty litter anymore because he would just get lost in the house. Like, he wouldn't know where he was, and he would just poop there. So, I mean, I'm not justifying what I did. I don't need to justify what I did. I know my cat, but yeah, so that's sort of been weighing pretty heavily on me, just the fact that I miss him all the time, grief is a horrible thing because it sort of comes and goes, like, and the thing I think that a lot of people who don't have pets don't understand, is you spend more time with your pets than you do. Well, for me, I know it's not for everybody, a lot of people actually have social lives, but for me, I've spent more time with my cats than I have with any human being, including my children, because they've all moved out at some point, whereas the cats didn't move out. And so for Boogs, he was 21, he would have been 22 this year. He went missing for a week. I thought that was devastating. Christ, that was the worst week ever. So apart from that week, there's rarely been a day that I haven't spent with him, and I spend most of my time at home. I rarely leave the house, and it's gotten even worse now. Like, I might used to go out for day shopping, you know, once a week or something and go to the movies and that. But I mean, that's it. Like 6 days out of the week, I would spend at home with my cats. So for anyone who doesn't realise how much we bond with our animals, you have to realise that for when you live like I do, and others, I'm not just saying it's just me, you literally spend more time with your animals than you do with human beings. So if you think that you're not attached to an animal, or that a person's not attached to an animal, you don't know why they're grieving, that's why. Because like it's the same when Mum passed away. And still now, I mean, it's been 20 years this year. Yeah, 20 years. I still, when something exciting happens, the first thing I want to do is ring my mother. It never really goes away. So, like, I still keep expecting Boogs to just come out and meow and ask for food. I'm overfeeding Socks because Socks usually eats like twice a day, especially in summer because his fur is really, really thick. How long has this video been going for? Oh my god, whatever. I don't know. If you guys didn't expect this, I don't know what you expected. I might actually cut all this out and, I don't know, do nothing with it, because I've done a lot of videos where I just talk about this sort of stuff and then don't post them because it's cathartic for me to talk about it, and then I don't need to post it because I don't need you guys to listen to it, because I'm trying to be more positive. And here I am talking about missing my cat. But yeah, I keep expecting him to come and ask for food, or, you know, just snuggle my legs, and, you know, try and trip me over when I'm in the kitchen and kill me, because that's what he always does, you know. It's always said Books was always trying to kill me. Oh, gee, turns out it was the other way around. Yeah, that was some dark humour there. Too soon. But anyway, so I'm changing things a little bit this year. Hopefully going to try and appreciate myself a little bit more. I say that, I don't think it's going to happen. And Curtis and I are going to have a little chat about his way of life at the moment, because I'm getting a little sick of him keep saying he's trying, and then So I mean, there's so many factors in my life at the moment that are just dragging me down. I'm having a hard time. So I need to change them. I know I need to change them. I'm going to try and change them and try and take a little bit better care of myself, maybe. Yeah, I think if anyone was watching this and could tell by body language if someone was lying, I think they'd probably say I just lied right there. I feel like I lied just there. I really want to take better care of myself. I really do. I really want to be more organised and involved in my life and what I'm doing, but I get like this all the time and then nothing ever comes of it. So starting to get itchy because I'm down here. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking because this is just ridiculous. My hips are fucking killing me today. Yeah, so Ross River affects your joints pretty badly, and today they're pretty bad. So I slept all day because I was awake all night and all afternoon yesterday, so my sleep schedule's screwed up. And the worst part about that is I have to take Curtis to the doctors in Grafton, which I bet you $20 doesn't give me any petrol for that. And that's going to use most of my petrol, and I have to go to Yamba in a week. And that's just, yeah. So these are the sorts of things. It's like, I just wish he'd just move out. Oh, the $100 a week rent he pays is just not worth the aggravation. It's really not. Really not. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I'm just waffling, which is nothing new. I'm always waffling. And then, yes, I'm going to scrape these. No, I might go get a drink. Oh, no, I don't have to. I have Pepsi down here. I do. All right. I don't know if I'll film what I'm doing because I don't have the tripod down here. No, left it upstairs. Wasn't even going to film anything. I just come down here to look at these things. Oh, I shut up now. Bye. from overnight. I wish you could see what colour the sky was. It's like mustard. It's mental. I don't know why that colour's not picking up. It looks like baby shit brown. Yeah. This is as high as it was when the floods were happening, almost. And this is just from overnight. Jesus. Actually, it might even be higher. Banana trees are fucked. We did have, down there, we had a couple of sunflowers and some corn, but I don't think they're going to last this time. There's all gardens in under there. They're done. The water goes all the way to the backyard. All the way down here. Next door neighbours are underwater again, and their house is lower than mine. And this is not even the end of the storm yet. Oh, the smell. The smell is atrocious. Look at the water coming off the roof. Crazy. Can't believe you can't see the colour of that sky though. That's the most horrible colour.